Chapter 1. Why Go Global? In this video, we'll take a look at a number of reasons why businesses choose to pursue international. How many Cokes does the average American drink? I'd like you to really think about the answer to that question. Then answer the follow-up question. How many Cokes does the average Indian drink? Does it surprise you to learn that the average American drinks over 400 Cokes per year, while the average Indian drinks only 14 per year? As the U.S. soft drink market becomes increasingly saturated, no pun intended, Coca-Cola is more and more looking at expanding market share in emerging markets. We'll look at several reasons for a company to go international, including sales opportunities in other markets, risk reduction through diversification, avoidance of loss due to changing domestic conditions, access to lower cost structures, the opportunities to exploit a global presence, and global money flows. Which of the motivations listed most closely describes Coca-Cola's reasons for going international? If you said the Coca-Cola Company is reacting to changing domestic conditions, nice job. But even without the decline in U.S. soft drink consumption, India would nonetheless be an appealing market to Coca-Cola, as it is to many other international companies, given its large population, second only to China's, and burgeoning middle class. Growing emerging economies offer not only the demographic appeal of large populations coupled with the economic appeal of rising disposable incomes, but the additional attraction of largely untapped markets. In the picture, you see a photo of a little girl in India playing with her Barbie dolls. Multinationals like Coca-Cola, Mattel, and Anheuser-Busch InBev are increasingly pursuing emerging markets. Indeed, Anheuser-Busch InBev estimates that from 2014 to 2025, the volume of beer sales in Africa is expected to grow at almost 3 times the global rate. In some instances, sales in emerging markets eclipse those in the U.S. For instance, Chinese shoppers making purchases on Singles' Day, sort of an inverse Valentine's Day celebrated in China, spent more than American shoppers on Black Friday and Cyber Monday combined. In much the same way that the decline in sales of sugary drinks in the United States is leading soft drink companies to explore global markets, the decrease in the number of movie tickets sold in the United States is driving a similar trend in that industry. With a plethora of choices in home entertainment, Americans are less willing to make a trip to a theater to see movies. As ticket sales drop in the U.S., China has become an increasingly important market for American movie companies. Indeed, in February 2016, Chinese theaters earned $1.05 billion at the box office, beating the American tally by nearly $250 million. Yet another reason companies go international is to even out seasonal and economic variations. In the picture, you see a photo of the Chilean countryside, an ideal location for agriculture, not only for its climate, but for its offsetting seasons. The Chilean summer occurs during the American winter, allowing offsetting agricultural imports. The product life cycle is another example of lowering risk through diversification. The product life cycle, or PLC, is the idea that, much like a human being, a product goes through certain stages in its life cycle. It has an introduction stage, analogous to a human's birth, a growth stage, analogous to childhood, a maturity stage, analogous to adulthood, and decline, analogous to old age. Because countries, too, develop at different rates, a product that is in the maturity or decline phase in the United States may find new life in an emerging market. Apple is attempting to take advantage of that reality by applying to sell refurbished iPhones in India. India represents a vast market for technology. By 2030, more than 1 billion Indians will be online. Going international is about more than just market seeking. Many firms pursue international opportunities in search of resources. One commonly sought resource is economical labor. We're all familiar with China as a source of low-cost labor, but as wages rise in that Asian nation, other countries are beginning to fill the need. For instance, European firms that first looked to Spain, then Eastern Europe for lower-cost labor, are now turning to Northern Africa. Peugeot has set up operations in Morocco, and Renault has begun manufacturing in Algeria. Ocean Spray has sourced the majority of their cranberries from Chile for many years, not only for the climate and seasons, but also, allegedly, for the lower cost due to looser environmental standards. In addition to the traditional reasons for going international, your author also points out that brand awareness, building worldwide distribution and manufacturing capacity, and economies of scale and experience allow international firms to exploit their global presence. Let's take a look at each of these less traditional motivations. Starbucks is an excellent example of the power of brand awareness. When Starbucks enters a new market, they have the advantage of immediate name recognition. McDonald's is able to maximize efficiency and minimize costs through global distribution and sourcing of ingredients. According to their UK website, the beef patty is made using 100% British beef and Irish beef, supplied by our beef patty supplier in Scunthorpe. The bun used is baked by one of our bakery product suppliers in Haywood near Manchester or Banbury, Oxfordshire. The mustard is made by one of our sauce suppliers in Lancashire, whilst the Heinz ketchup is made in Belgium, and the cheese slice is made by a supplier in Coleraine, Northern Ireland. The dill pickles are sourced from Turkey, and the onions are from the United States. An online article titled Low-Cost Producers or Economies of Scale reads in part, quote, Walmart is perhaps the most salient example of a company benefiting from economies of scale, and for good reason. As a dominant player in retailing, the company's size provides it with enormous efficiencies that it uses to keep costs low. For example, its size allows Walmart to do its own purchasing more efficiently, since it has roughly 5,000 large stores worldwide. This gives the company tremendous bargaining power with its suppliers. Not only does it get its products cheaper, but its size allows it more inexpensive distribution. In addition, it has an enormous amount of information concerning consumer likes and dislikes, and it can spread its best practices across its entire store base. To see economies of scale in action, let's assume that Walmart can acquire a DVD from a supplier for $5, while it costs one of Walmart's smaller competitors $6. It also costs Walmart $4 to distribute the DVD and pay for the overhead costs of the stores, while it costs the smaller competitors $5 to do the same. Walmart can then sell the DVD for $9.50 and still make 50 cents profit. The smaller competitor can't charge that little because at a cost of $11 per DVD, it would be losing money. Last but certainly not least, large international businesses can take advantage of global cash flows. Managing global cash flows recently led the Chinese insurance company that bought the Waldorf Astoria for $6.5 billion just over a year ago to purchase Starwood's Hotel and Resorts worldwide, including the iconic Hotel del Coronado in San Diego. The fact that the less traditional motivations for going international apply primarily to large multinationals begs the question whether going international makes sense for smaller firms as well. Both your author and I answer that question with an unequivocal yes. In fact, I got my start in international business at a small construction equipment company exporting backhoes and rock crushing plants to Mexico. According to the Small Business Administration, 97% of exporters are small businesses. In addition to the aforementioned benefits of going international, small businesses that export are 20% more productive and have 20% greater job growth than non-exporters, and they're 9% more likely to stay financially solvent. Please read the article AirAsia Eyes Growth in the India Market posted in the discussion forum and see how many global motivations discussed here apply to that airline's international expansion. I look forward to reading your thoughts in the forum. Feel free to consult the text while responding in the forum and taking the quiz. Good luck!